Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MTG Sin Senpai. So, for this video, I have for you guys a handful of Unfinity cards, or Unfinity draft boosters I happen to pick up. I was planning originally to get a collector booster box, but unfortunately at this time the funds I did not have, so I did not have it. But I happened to come across a draft booster box that a buddy of mine decided he would like to split with me. So I have half of the booster box here. So that's a total of, I believe, what is that? 13 packs? If I remember correctly, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 because it's 36 packs. I can't, I can math, but because there was 36, half of 36 is 18. So we each got 18 booster packs. And for the box topper, we rolled off to see who got it, and I was lucky enough to get the box topper. So that's going to be the last one I open. But for now, we got ourselves a handful of booster packs to open. So here's hoping that we get some Shocklands. I know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting too much value from this, but at least there's that chance for the Shocklands. So let's take a look and see. I mean, there are the technically there's some standard legal cards, but I'm not super worried about those. I'm more looking the for the lands and the more value cards. Obviously, got a balloon and some these tokens, so are rare. Don't really know what these things do. Kind of give it a chance to show up there on the screen, give you guys a look to see if you really like to look at it. Then we got ourselves our attractions, not contraptions, but they're essentially contraptions. Let's see, I'm just gonna put that. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Put these together, keep the land on its own, and I'll put these over here. The only ones I'll kind of pull out are the ones that are rare. Now, there are technically playable cards in the set? Do I know what they are? No. Do I know which ones are good? No. But I do know at least the Shocklands are good, and then I think there's a couple Planeswalkers in this set, or notable cards that could potentially be used, but we'll see if we get any of them. Ourselves a force. And now that I think about it, the attractions are technically legal cards, now that I remember, or think about that. So technically, you can build an attraction deck. Will it be good? Probably not, but there will be some people that play them. So we'll see how they go. I'm just kind of knocking these out. I mean, if you guys are very interested in them, I'll kind of slow it down a little bit. You'll notice these cards, the ones with the acorn, even though this is not a rare, it has the acorn stamp. That means it's technically not legacy legal. But then if you look at the majority of the cards, they do have no acorn stamp down here. So at least these are technically legal cards, but this one is an example right there. It's not a rare, it's just an uncommon, but it has the acorn stamp, meaning that it is not a legacy legal card. This one technically is lifetime pass holder. Lifetime pass holder enters the battlefield tapped. When the lifetime pass holder dies, open an attraction. Whenever you roll to visit your attractions, if you roll a 6, you may return lifetime pass holder from your graveyard to the battlefield. So yeah, there's that. And then of course, these lands are just the go-to for these packs. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Then we got ourselves a foil attraction. I know the attractions. Oh, and look at that. The treasure token is this Employee of the Month card. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And of course, we got our stickers, which now that I did have a conversation with a friend, I think I mentioned in a previous video, that I'll admit, at first, initially, I was very skeptical and I was not the biggest fan of the sticker cards. But then after talking with my buddy, I'm like, you know what? Depending on the play group, I mean, most people depend like only place I would probably the only place I'll use any of these things is in Commander, and even then, if you just talk with your people or depending on your play group, most of them aren't going to really care. As an additional cost to cast, so we got the greatest show in the multiverse, 7 mana Mythic Saga, and it's an artifact enchantment saga. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile 5 instant and or sorcery cards you own with the same artist and different names from outside the game. Choose one of the exile cards at random. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. So this is definitely an Acorn card. So it's not... Oh, I just realized I did not have that in center. So my apologies, everyone. It's an Acorn card, so it's not technically standard legal, or it's not legacy legal. But I feel like this would be something that, depending on the playgroup, they would not really care. And then once again, lands. Beautiful lands. Like, I hope I can get me a good handful of these for sure. And then we got ourselves our attractions. We got ourselves a rare attraction. Let's see. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield that gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of your next end step. Interesting. So maybe if I build a attraction deck for my for Commander, because technically the attraction deck is a side deck, and depending on the play group, I'm sure most of them won't really care. I'm like, it's one of those weird conditional things. Like, I know at least a majority of the play groups I would go and play with, most of them are pretty laid back and they don't really care. So it's, and the fact that as long as it's not something that I'm constantly doing, I'm sure they'd be all for it. We got ourselves another Acorn card here. Enters the battlefield, choose a word with 5 or more letters. Whenever you cast a spell with the chosen word in its rules text, you draw a card and you lose 2 life. And this can partner. So obviously they have the intent of using this for Commander. I mean, it has the partner mechanic, so why not? So we got ourselves an island. Just going to take a little extra time on all of these. I do enjoy all of the lands. Super neat. I know there are some people that are not a big fan of them because they like, ooh, it's not a magic-related universe, essentially, as in like a place that uses that has medieval setting with spells and all that. But you know what? I don't care. The lands are pretty decent. They're pretty awesome, and we're getting to that point where, I mean, Wizards has already reached out with other IPs already at this point, so why not embrace and just go everything? I mean, it is a multiverse, so why not and take the chance and go with all these things? And here's another random, technically legacy playable card. We got ourselves Captain Rex Nebula. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-land permanent you control becomes a vehicle artifact until end of turn. Its base power and toughness are each equal to its mana value. It has Crew 2 and Crash Land. Whenever this vehicle deals damage, roll a 6-sided dice. If the result is equal to this vehicle's mana value, it deals that much damage to any target, then sacrifice this vehicle. That's just ridiculous. That's kind of funny. I mean, maybe a vehicle goofy deck. Got ourselves another island. And we got ourselves the attractions. And look at that, a random foil card. So, neat. So there's that. Sure. Got ourselves some tokens. Just continuing along. So we're going through a handful. We still have a lot of packs to go. And I am kind of slow rolling these just because it is such a unique set to just even open and look at. Now, mind you, will I be playing with a majority of these cards? Very unlikely, but it's just for fun. So we got ourselves Urza's Funhouse. Just goofy concepts. Add infinite mana. Activate only once and only if you control the Urza's Mine power plant and a tower. Head to askurza.com and click Urza's Funhouse. Oh, interesting. I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing, so give that a shot. We'll see what it does. Got ourselves some lands, some more attractions. Oh, another haunted house. Look at that. Got 2 of those in this particular grouping of packs. So, fun. Keep on going along. Here's hoping that we get them Shocklands, because, I mean, that's where it's all at. If I don't get any Shocklands in this, oh well, at least I got the box topper one. So here's hoping we got something pretty decent. If not, oh well again. Let's see. Katarina of Myra's Marvels. Legendary human performer. As she enters the battlefield, choose a letter. Whenever you cast a spell whose name begins with the chosen letter, create a white 2/2 cat creature token with flying. This is ridiculous. That's just amazing. I'm sure there are people that would not really care if I played this. So it's just an interesting, goofy thing to do. Got ourselves a swamp, another couple of attractions, and then tokens. So keep it moving along. Here's hoping. I'm still hoping, keeping myself hopeful. We still got plenty of packs to go through here, hoping that we get us that amazing Shocklands. Of any of, like, honestly, I'd be happy if I get any at all. Period. But here we'll just have to see what we get. Autograph book. Form of the Approach of the Second Sun. This card is so funny, goofy. Got ourselves a forest. Take that all into account. Like, just look at that. That just looks pretty. And then we got ourselves a couple of attractions. And then a saw in half. So we got ourselves a foil. Ooh, that squirrel token's actually pretty decent. I might actually use that. And then kind of jumping the gun here. But we got ourselves a saw in half. Which this particular card is actually going to be legal to play. Might actually use this for some stuff. Cut someone's crazy big creature into something even smaller. And I believe if you destroy a legendary with this, you'll have two legendaries and they can only get one. So it's essentially cut someone's powerful legendary into half of itself and only be one because they can't have two of them. So I think that might be something that might see some actual play, but we'll see. I mean, it is a 3-mana instant that doesn't permanently kill anything, but it does make certain things more manageable, so we'll see how that plays out. So keep on going through our crazy, goofy handful of things and playables, and oh, look at that, another saw in half. So at least getting some cards that I might actually be able to do something with. Getting ourselves a mountain. Got ourselves a drop tower. Go guess your fate. And a foil rad rascal. So there's some goofy things there. And then of course the stickers. There are people that will actually be able to use the stickers because they're technically legacy legal. So I guess, oh, is that on purpose? Is that something? What is that? Oh, never mind. That's interesting. I thought I saw something. But I guess maybe that's just my vision going out on me. Anyway, going through commons and uncommons. We now have some uncommons. This one is actually standardly, or not standard. I keep saying standard. It's just because this is the newest set. But this is actually legacy legal. And making like a squirrel attraction deck. I mean, why not? This card I think is dumb. The fact that you have to hide the clown tokens, and there has to be physical clown tokens on the battlefield as you're playing, which is not the easiest to do, and it's just ridiculous. But if someone pulls it off, more power to them. Got ourselves a swamp, got ourselves a couple of attractions here, and then some tokens and some sticker cards. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the surprise party. I actually had someone that asked me about it during the event, and I kind of showed them how it's done. Essentially, let's see, had to get ourselves a clown token here. Got ourselves a clown robot. So as you're playing, let's say I have this card in hand, and I go to tap and play. I play this for 1 mana. Now, obviously, this would be something terrible because when you tap or when you pay 1 sack it just happens to be there. But still, that's the concept, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. It is not easy to do, but to anyone that pulls it off, more props, more power to you. Get ourselves our commons and uncommons here. Here's our uncommons. Paradise Lost. Just the puns. I'll admit myself initially, I'm not the biggest fan of puns, but I will laugh at them sometimes. So we got ourselves a 4-mana 4/4 partner card. As Hardy of Myra's Marvels enters the battlefield, so it's a play on Marvel's Avengers, I'm guessing. When you cast a spell with the chosen number of lines of flavor text, put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. Wow, that is ridiculous. Get ourselves a plains. And then we got ourselves our attraction cards. Ooh, look at that. We got ourselves a legendary attraction. So when you visit, or the Gallery of Legends. I keep doing that. I'm sorry, guys. Exile cards in the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then choose a legendary creature card with the same mana value as that card. Wow. Create a token that's a copy of that card with the chosen name. That token gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. Interesting. I find it funny that one of the cards they say as the legend is a is Phage, And yeah, that's just not a good thing to do because I believe that'll make you automatically lose the game. Apologies for the possible cursing. That was not on purpose. But yeah. Anyway, moving along, just trying to go through all these commons and uncommons. At this point, I mean, they're goofy. If you take the time to pause it and read them, that's all on you. I'll be honest, I'm not really reading them. The biggest ones I'm looking at are the commons or not the commons and uncommons, the rares and mythics and blah blah blah. So a random something we can actually play in legacy formats. Got ourselves a 5-mana 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, roll 2 6-sided dice. For each result of 1, it gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. For each other result, it gains the indicated ability until end of turn. If you roll doubles, it also gains double strike until end of turn. Interesting. Kind of maybe dice rolling deck of some kind. Got ourselves a plains. And then, oh, look at that. We got ourselves a memory test. I do remember seeing this one during the draft that I did a little while back. When memory test enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles cards from the bottom of their library until they exile 5 non-land cards, then turn those non-land cards face down. Visit. Name the exiled face down cards, then look at them. If you name them correctly, turn them face up, then claim the prize. Create 3/1/1 red balloon creature tokens with flying, then sacrifice memory test and open an attraction. So the game attractions are kind of funny. The fact that if you succeed, it allows you to open another one and replace it. It's just they're fun. I like the concept, and I might actually build the commander deck with them just because at least certain ones are technically legal. That particular one is not because of the acorn. I'm sure you guys saw. If you did not, look back and pause. You know what? It's right here still. You can actually see. It's got that acorn, so it's one of the ones that's technically not legacy legal. But depending on your play groups, I mean, just talk to them. Some people are cool with it. I know there was one during the Unsanctioned. It was the Earl of Squirrel. It's one that I know a lot of people allowed their buddies to just build the commander deck using that as the commander. So, I mean, there shouldn't be anything that stops them. Another of Myra's Marvels, Fluoros of Myra's Marvels. It's a merfolk performer. Every time I do that, I'm sorry guys. Enters the battlefield, choose a number greater than 0. Whenever you cast a spell with power, toughness, or loyalty equal to the chosen number, target creature, artifact, or creature becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness XX until end of turn, where X is the chosen number. Interesting. Got ourselves an island, then a couple more attractions, common and uncommon, and then the tokens. Got 4 more packs to go. Come on, I'm hoping for a shock land here. This is what I'm looking for, guys. Get them shocks. And then for the people that got their hands on them, more power to you. I know those things are valuable, and they're just going to go up in value. I mean, I'm sure there was a handful of people that are doing this for the event for this weekend. But beyond that, I doubt that there's going to be too many people doing this particular set. So I'm sure the values are just going to keep going up. We got ourselves a Carnival Barker. You have 30 seconds to loud a creature you control to any people outside the game. Until end of turn, that creature gains trample and haste and gets +X/+0, where X is the number of those players who applauded. Activate only as a sorcery and only once. Interesting. That's kind of good. Oh boy! There we go. Got ourselves a Shockland. That is a Hollowed Fountain. Amazing. Now, is it foil? No. Is it still a Shockland? Yes. And these, I believe, are going at like $50 already by themselves. And this is the non-foil one. So there we go. Let's take a look at the condition at the back here. Look at that. Looking pretty good. So that is a big boy hit. Let's go ahead and set that to the side there. Got ourselves our attractions. Oh, and look, we got ourselves we got a foil one, so I'll set that to the side here. And we got ourselves a red one, a rare one. I just can't talk tonight. Swinging Ship, attraction, visit. After the first combat phase this turn, there's an additional combat phase. At the beginning of that combat phase, untap all creatures that attack this turn. Wow, and this is legacy legal. That is ridiculous. I might actually build an attraction deck just because of those, like, they just seem kind of goofy. Will it be a good deck? Very unlikely. But will it be fun and goofy? Absolutely. So let's see. And of course, I'm playing against. Whenever I play it, hopefully people are going to be okay with me doing so. But we'll just have to see. So we got ourselves a ominous clown colossus. This actually has the adventure mechanic on it, which I didn't even know this card existed. So it costs, what's that, 10 mana, affinity for clowns. And then Pyroclasm deals pi damage to each non-clown creature. Wow, that's just okay, sure. Why not? Got ourselves a forest card here as well. Got ourselves a couple of tokens. And we got ourselves a foil Paradise Lost. Fun. Oh, look at that. That food token just... I'll admit, that's my first time seeing that. That looks amazing. Now that I think about it, I'm actually kind of hungry. So after I'm done with this video, I'm going to go eat me something. Alrighty. 2 more packs to go. We did at least get our Shockland. And my buddy, in his half of the packs, he did get a Shockland as well. So we probably won't get another one. But hey, who knows? We might get lucky. We might get a foil one. I mean, that's still an option. It's still a possibility. There's our commons. Got our uncommons. Get ourselves a mythic rare. What is this? It came from Planet Glurg. You may have it came from Planet Glurg. Enter the battlefield as a copy of X different creatures on the battlefield. It has their total power, total toughness, combined mana cost, all text boxes, names, arts, and so on. Wow. Okay, sure. It's an Acorn card, so it's not, legacy legal, but it's definitely a goofy one, that's for sure. Got ourselves our commons and uncommon attractions, and a squirrel token. Definitely cool. Alrighty, last pack. Come on, something good. Here's hoping we get something good. You never know. That is the that is the addiction that brings us back every time. Hoping for them crazy money hits. I mean, technically that one Shockland paid for the half of the box that I paid for. So there's that. Then we got ourselves a Ignacio of Myra's Marvels. It's a lizard performer with partner. I guess all these guys had partners, so these were a weird mechanic. Lets you choose armor, blood, book, bottle, fang, fire, scroll, spear, sword, or water. Whenever you cast a spell with a chosen object in its art, create 2 treasure tokens. Interesting. That's a unique idea. And ooh, it's our first time seeing this plane, so that's still pretty neat. Unfortunately, not the Shockland, but it's all good. Still, we already got one, so no problem. I'm going to push this over here. Bam. Front and center Shockland. And nope. No more Shocklands. Now, we do have this one. So this is always an option. Here's hoping that I don't mess it up as I pull it off of the soul-wrenching plastic. Oh, no. Here, okay. Hopefully that's not the worst there. Okay, we got that. Alrighty, guys. Let's see which one we get here. Just hoping we get a good one. And hopefully I did not damage it severely by pulling that stupid... I hate the glue. Hate it with a passion. Alrighty. There we go. And we got ourselves a breeding pool. That's a pretty good one. Look at that. That just looks amazing. Definitely got to get me a sleeve for that right now. But an amazing pull. So we got ourselves a hollowed fountain and a breeding pool. And of course we get lucky and get 2 that are blue. So these are just amazing. And I think these go for approximately 60 to 70. I might be wrong. I mean, regardless, the values are going to go up, and I'm going to hold on to them for a hot minute to see if I can make some value later on down the line. But there you go, everybody. Thank you so much again for sticking around to the end. Please take the time to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really is appreciated. Thank you so much again, everyone, for the time. And once again, never forget, Senpai didn't notice. Good night.